Okay, interview process. The whole concept of the interview process is to try to find out if this person is a fit for what we do. And there's 4 steps to it. So the application is their online application. So have you seen our online application? It's in Google. It's in our human development folder. So it's a involved questionnaire that is designed to, like, people, it's so long that they don't want to do it. So if they can't fill out an application, they're probably not going to work here. So it gives us a lot of information for them before we move on to the next step. Each of these 4 steps are designed to eliminate people, and if you pass this step, then you go on to the next step. So application, the first one, super simple. Anybody, and that's designed for any position. So when you fill it out, it's got like check which position that you're trying to get here, obviously rehabilitation. Next one's a phone interview. This takes 20 minutes. So it's just a form where you're basically trying to see if this person is not worth any additional time spent on these other 3 things. So there's a couple questions I have a form that I'll show you. They're very straightforward, and you're just trying to get people to progress on to the next one. The next one's a core values interview. So it's essentially our core values, and then there's mini questions under each one to see if they have demonstrated this in the past or have potential to show this in the future. So what's one of our core values? Perseverance, right? That's what you said. Yeah. All right, so perseverance. So questions about, like, is this person, if something bad happens, are they just going to give up? Or are they a person that's going to, you want to see failure in their past. So it's like, hey, tell me a time where you had like an epic failure and what you did after that. And if someone can't come up with that, I've had some people say, well, I've never really failed at anything. I mean, that's crap. 1, you did. 2, if you didn't, like, I don't want your first failure to be here. Like, if the first time you've ever failed at anything is now, it's probably not going to go well. I want someone that has like a ton of failure history, and they're still kind of coming back and being perseverant like that. So it can take between 30 and 60 minutes. You go through the questions that we have there, and you're just trying to see, do we want to hang out with this person, basically. And then if they pass that, then they go to a working interview. And then the working interview is whatever position they're doing, they just hang out with you for 4 hours. So this is 2 purposes. You get to see if that person's going to do well in that environment. And really, no matter what position they're in, unless it was like some kind of admin position, which we don't have a ton of, it's really how quickly can they make a connection with a patient, whether they're an aide or a PT or a PTA, whatever, how well can they like build a relationship quickly with someone? That's the main thing that you look for.
And competency.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of highly technical stuff that we do. The software that we use is pretty easy to understand. But it's also for them to be like, oh, this is what the job is? I don't know, not for me. And we explain that to them, like, hey, you're gonna come to the working interview. This is as much for you as it is for us. And this is the best shot at doing this. Like, we give the example of, if we have, the best way to hire a therapist is to have him be a student. And then we get to see him for like 6 weeks. And now we know what we've got our hands on. 4 hours is better than nothing, but it's not perfect. I know that if you do this really well, your success rate should be pretty high. Like, we shouldn't have to fire a lot of people. And you want it to be really high because of all the work that goes into, think about when you train someone to do an aid position, it's just a lot of work on the front end. And then if it doesn't work out because they, had some kind of core value violation, which is the core values, that's how we hire and fire. We look for that in other people, and if they violate that while they're working here, then they don't belong here. So, but again, you're judged on the end result. So I make a bad hire in a PTA, I'm like, yeah, that was me. Like, I missed something that was here, or it didn't work out, or something didn't work on our processes. But you're basically trying to find out, can this person fill out an application? On a phone interview, do they do okay in terms of answering a couple quick questions? When we ask them really hard questions on the core values interview, because we want to try to weed out the people that don't belong here. And then the working interview is just watching them do that. So it's not, I can't give you any other advice other than you just have to, if you do you do this 10 times, then you got it. Okay. So you just need more reps. So, make sense?
Yes.
All right, so I'll give you all that information, and then you can pull up the applications. The nice thing about the applications is we have all of the people's information there, so we can just kind of go down the line and just say, all right, these are the PTA positions that we hired, or that are interested in working, and then we go from there.